A Life of Contradictions, introducing Warren G. Harding. Warren G. Harding remains an enigma in American history. He was the 29th President of the United States. His presidency, from 1921 to 1923, was brief and tumultuous. Harding is often remembered more for the scandals that plagued his administration than for his accomplishments. He was a man of contradictions, both charming and flawed. Harding was born in Ohio in 1865. He was a newspaperman before entering politics. He rose through the ranks of the Republican Party. Harding served in the Ohio State Senate and then the U.S. Senate. He was a popular figure, known for his charisma and eloquence. Harding's presidency coincided with a time of great change and upheaval in America. The nation was recovering from World War I. Social and economic tensions were high. Harding campaigned on a promise of a return to normalcy. He called for a simpler time, free from the turmoil of the war years. Despite his popularity, Harding was not a particularly skilled politician. He was known to delegate authority to his friends and associates, some of whom proved to be corrupt. The scandals that emerged during his presidency would tarnish his reputation and overshadow his achievements. The Making of a President, from Ohio. Newspaperman to the White House. Warren Gamaliel Harding's journey to the White House was an unlikely one. Born in rural Ohio in 1865, Harding's early life was marked by both privilege and hardship. His father was a successful physician, but the family faced financial struggles. Young Warren developed a strong work ethic. He helped out on the family farm and took odd jobs to contribute. Harding's path took a turn when he discovered a passion for journalism. He purchased a struggling local newspaper, the Marion Star, with a group of friends. Harding's natural charisma and sharp writing skills transformed the paper into a success. His editorial voice resonated with the people of Marion, Ohio. They appreciated his common touch and his ability to connect with their everyday concerns. The newspaper became Harding's springboard into politics. He saw journalism as a way to serve his community and give voice to the voiceless. Harding's political rise was steady and remarkable. He served in the Ohio State Senate, gaining valuable legislative experience. In 1914, he was elected to the United States Senate, representing Ohio on the national stage. As a senator, Harding gained a reputation as a moderate Republican. He was known for his ability to build consensus and find common ground. Harding's affable personality and his talent for delivering stirring speeches made him a popular figure in Washington. When the Republican Party sought a candidate for the 1920 presidential election, Harding's name emerged as a compromise choice. A return to normalcy. Harding's vision for post-war America. The 1920 presidential election took place against a backdrop of national exhaustion. The First World War had left deep scars on the American psyche and economy. Americans yearned for stability and peace. Harding's slogan, "Return to Normalcy," resonated deeply. They longed for a simpler time. Harding promised to restore America's pre-war greatness. Upon assuming office, Harding moved swiftly to enact his vision. He championed tax cuts and reduced regulation. In foreign policy, Harding favored isolationism. He believed America could best serve the world by setting an example of peace and prosperity at home. Shadows in the sunlight, scandals and betrayals. While Warren G. Harding projected an image of integrity and wholesomeness, his administration was plagued by a series of scandals that tarnished his legacy and raised questions about his judgment. Harding's tendency to surround himself with loyal friends, some of whom proved to be unscrupulous, contributed to the ethical lapses that marred his presidency. The most notorious of these scandals was the Teapot Dome affair. This complex scheme involved the illegal leasing of government-owned oil reserves to private companies in exchange for bribes and kickbacks. Albert Fall, Harding's Secretary of the Interior, was at the center of the scandal. He was eventually convicted of bribery and became the first cabinet member in American history to serve a prison sentence. Another scandal involved Charles Forbes, the head of the Veterans Bureau. Forbes was found to have embezzled millions of dollars in government funds intended for veterans' hospitals and services. The scandal outraged the nation as it revealed a callous disregard for the sacrifices made by American soldiers during World War I. These scandals, along with other instances of corruption and cronyism, eroded public trust in the Harding administration. While there is no evidence that Harding himself was personally involved in the illegal activities, his failure to adequately supervise his appointees and his loyalty to friends who betrayed his trust cast a shadow over his presidency. The scandals fueled a sense of disillusionment among Americans, who had hoped that Harding's return to normalcy would usher in an era of honesty and good governance.